2K Sports Pregame Show, sponsored by Kia.
Hey everybody, welcome to the final round of the 2K Sports World Table Tennis Championships. Just kidding, it's April Fool's Day.
Oh, you caught me. I was like, where am I? I was looking around like, where am I?
Shaq is doubled over here. Isn't that funny?
You just called me a fool?
No, I would never do that, big fella.
Oh, I like the impression.
Yeah.
Oh, April Fool's Day. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you nothing.
In this game, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Boston Celtics. Taking a look at the Celtics, they've been playing at a high level. They've played well of late, winning 5 of their last 6 games. Tonight, an opportunity to continue that trend. And as we continue to move toward the end of the year, some teams have already positioned themselves well for the playoffs. Kenny, what's their strategy moving forward?
Well, you want to keep winning because, want to keep momentum going into the playoffs. A lot of teams rest players towards this thing, but you need to have momentum going into the playoffs.
This is your last chance to fine-tune your lineups in the regular season. You want to be healthy heading into the playoffs, so don't be messing around, coaches.
That'll do it for now. About ready for the tip as we toss it over to Kevin Harlan.
Welcome to 2K Sports presentation of the NBA, but the bad news is there is no basketball, there is no NBA. The game has been canceled. Ha ha! Happy April Fool's Day, baby! This is the NBA, and we've got a great one in store. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. This road trip for the Celtics kicking things off here in this one. And with the top record in the East, well, there's no doubt that this is a top-caliber team.
Kevin, on the heels of such a strong homestand, I think that can be the perfect launching pad for a team going on the road with confidence to continue their good play.
And now, before we get to the tip-off, let's find out what Billy Donovan had to share with our David Aldridge. David.
Well, guys, he has an admiration for what he called the intelligent, efficient offense played by today's opponent. He told me that the thing about this team is that they are so good at identifying the weak spots in an opponent, and they come at you in multiple ways depending on where those weak spots are. He said, we've got to be ready for everything. It's pretty tall order. Guys?
Thanks, David. And, Chris, there's always a balance, isn't there, for teams keeping a rhythm and a pace and resting players to keep them fresh?
Oh, I would try to keep the same rotations I've used all year, maybe mix in a few off days for the veterans.
And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. On the court right now for the Celtics. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Amir Johnson is out there with Jay Crowder. And it's Horford in at the 5. Home in the paint. And finished off by Westbrook.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. And so here is Oklahoma City following the bucket by the Celtics.
Well, one thing about Coach Brad Stevens, he's very composed on the sideline. He said it was a lesson he learned at Butler. If he gets rattled, the team does. So whether the game is going well or going poorly, you can't tell from looking at him. He keeps an even keel.
The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook. And Stevens keeps that steady demeanor. But that doesn't mean, Chris, he won't get into players if he thinks they're not playing the right way.
But even there, keeping that poker face helps. Players don't want to be embarrassed in front of thousands. As a coach, if you pull a player aside or keep it in the huddle, that's appreciated. You'll see him talking to a player and he looks cool and calm. But if you're a lip reader, it might be a different story. We've seen it time and time again. Marksmanship from the line.
Thomas kicks to Horford. Back to Thomas. Knocked loose. They're running. Here's Roberson.
Oh! That is not possible. What we just... Is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said. Now, here's Thomas. Really played well against Orlando in his last outing. They set the pick. And now a fast break for the Thunder. Here's Roberson. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Roberson's got his second basket of the game. Westbrook against Thomas. Double team on Thomas. And Adams sends it back. They retain possession.
You know what? And not a bad foul there. Johnson, an excellent finisher inside. Now, when you think about Amir Johnson, the last ever prep to pro draftee. Now, look, he was taken out of high school with the 56th pick by the Pistons back in 2005. Learning from the vets on that squad, he learned how to win.
Good on the second free throw. And we're not used to thinking of 11-year vets still having room to grow. But you know what, Chris? That might be the case with Amir Johnson.
Well, it's interesting. I played with Amir. Always a great athlete with high energy, great motor. But he's never averaged more than 28 minutes a game, despite being that highly effective player. That could mean he's had a lot of tread left on those tires.
Here's Thomas. The Thunder making the shot. Johnson the screen. Thomas against Westbrook. 6 on the shot clock. They double team Johnson. The Celtics need to get a shot off. That's good from Thomas on the assist by Johnson.
And with his usual degree of difficulty, I mean, that's an easy one. Thomas able to just catch and release.
Here's Westbrook using his post move to get the 2 points. Westbrook's got 8 points.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
For Boston, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Thomas against Westbrook. Dishes to Johnson. Crowder kicks to Johnson. Shoots from 14. And Westbrook pulls it down.
Really surprised he clanked that one. He makes those on the regular.
And there's another one for the Thunder.
His team is up, and he still is having a phenomenal quarter from the field. Look out.
Celtics trail by 9. So the Celtics called timeout. They're first.
Marty, bring it in. Take a seat. I love the energy, fellas. I really do. But now we got to keep it up and stay focused. Now let's stay sharp and finish strong.
With their back to the basket in the NBA right now.
Oh, wow. You know, I'd have to say DeMarcus Cousins, you know, he's not a traditional back to the basket, but he pivots and still gets that space up there. And his pump fakes, his up fakes.
Yes.
He's probably the most dominant big man offensively on the block. And also, I think you got to go back to a guy like Zebo. Yeah, he's lost a little bit of his athleticism, gotten older, but that's the thing about a guy like him. He's never been the most athletic. So being able to score down on that post is a skill. And Cousins and Zebo right now definitely hold that skill down.
Great perspective. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Enes Kanter's checked in for Adams. Sabonis comes in for Taj Gibson. McDermott's checked in for Roberson. And Abrinas subbed in for Victor Oladipo. Smart with the ball. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Launches a three. Drills the three-pointer.
Oh, beautiful looking three ball from Rozier, really expanding his range.
The Thunder leading by 6. Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook. Rebound by Olynyk. For Boston, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Brown, right side. And finished off by Brown.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Walking with legends here, guys. Look at some outstanding seasons, decades apart, averaging a triple-double in each game over the course of an entire NBA season. Oscar Robertson's 1961-62 season was something to marvel at. And now, in our current era, a special player making his own mark on the NBA with the tremendous play he's been showing us all season long.
And that's still one of the most hallowed achievements in NBA history. I mean, we're talking about the Big O averaging a triple-double over the course of an entire season. I mean, to think we have another player with a shot to do that, it really speaks to the one-of-a-kind season he's having. This is the stuff of legends.
Both free throws good from Westbrook. 1:14 left to play in the first quarter. There's the double team with Westbrook. Shoots from the baseline, so he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
For Boston, they have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
You've got to appreciate their ability to make free throws. 81% as a team.
First free throw is good. Yaredko hits them both.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throws.
Got that bucket in no time at all. 14 points for Russell Westbrook.
I mean, he was great in his last game. Clearly, he has not lost that love and feeling.
Not at all. You can tell his confidence is really soaring as a result. He wants the ball in his hands any chance he can get it.
Now Yaredko. You're smart.
Yeah, love the job they've done here to protect the paint.
Off the mark and a bad shot there. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
Wow, that looks like he forgot that there's an out of bounds in basketball. Not sure how he made that mistake.
There's 39 seconds left to play here in the first. Rozier kicks to Brown. There's the double team with Westbrook. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's Here's McDermott, and finished off by McDermott.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Oh, well, that's because it was terrific anticipation. Also, the quick hands, a lethal combination.
And it's out of bounds to the Thunder as Oklahoma City retains possession. .12 seconds left here in the first quarter. He gives them a double-digit lead. 16 points for Russell Westbrook.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Well, they came to play today. It's still too early, but they really have put their foot down on their opponent so far.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Thunder lead by 10. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Oklahoma City. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
Smooth sailing from an offensive standpoint thus far.
Oh, yeah, good recognition, finding a number of weaknesses in the defense and then relentless in exploiting them.
Here's Smart. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. The Stash brothers, Cantor and Adams inside. Then there's Grant. Then there's Oladipo. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. And Bradley gets it to go.
Brave in the paint, Bradley gets it done.
The Thunder leading by 8. On its way from Oladipo for 2. Cans the shot from the wing. Oladipo's got his first points of the game. Austin with the ball. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
I mean, you can say it. The defense was awful. They took away nothing and got scored on relentlessly.
Celtics trail by 10. Smart wide open. He fires. Offline with his 3. And we played through the first minute here in the second. Feeds away. A rebound by Johnson. Looking at the last game for the Oklahoma City Thunder, it was a loss to San Antonio.
Yeah, they lost the momentum, and it's a bit surprising that one got away from them because for long stretches they were the better team.
Well, overall they played well enough to win, but their energy was just up and down. Too many miscues at key points of the game.
The Celtics have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Now a timeout called by Boston.
Great job, guys. Nice work. Take a seat now. Let's talk. I like what I see out there, fellas. We're playing like we want it more than them. Do not give them any life out there. Understood? We got this.
From this point, kids aren't being properly coached in the middle school and the high school level. Kids don't know how to play on the post. When you look back through the history of this game, whether it's been guards or big fellas, the post is not about how tall you are. The post is about how the closer you are to the basket, you usually have an advantage. And if you have game, then that pump fake game down there work and get you to the foul line. And if you are a good passer, then it draws the double team. It changes the angle that the defense has to look inside and play. It helps slow the pace down sometimes in the playoffs when the game gets tough and a little bit more physical. And we can say that everybody's changed their game, but only one team wins a year. So, you know, I don't know if the trend is necessarily not there with big guys not in the post when I look at guys like Drummond, Blake Griffin, Dwight Howard, Horford, Jordan, Zebo, the Gasol brothers. There's still a lot of post players out there, so I don't subscribe to that opinion that is less on the post. I just subscribe to the opinion that maybe coaches don't want to coach that way because guys have post-game. We just have to see if the game will change. But small ball right now is what everybody loves.
Great perspective.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
But it's surprising, Kev, to see so little urgency on the defensive side, especially with them losing this game right now.
He's made one and missed one so far in the game. And that one falls for Johnson. And modern NBA defenses have changed pretty dramatically since the league stopped enforcing man-to-man as the only strategy. What do you see from that change?
I see from that change guys kind of losing their skill one-on-one, having to score because they aren't used to playing against true defenses. I think sometimes it's a cop-out for the defense. I think the NBA is a different league. I think the NBA are the best players in the world, and therefore you should be able to guard your man one-on-one. I think that rule may have been put in place so that coaches can hide defenders on their team that can't play defense, but yet still keep them as an integral part of the team on offense on the other end. So I'm definitely not a big fan of it, but hey, it's a rule, and if I were a coach, I'd definitely use it if I saw fit. But it's just so hard to rebound on defense, so easy for the offense to rebound because you can't see. You have to communicate that much more. But, hey, if you're playing against a team that is shooting the lights out and you want to stop penetration sometime, that may be the way to go, but not a big fan of the zone.
Like that. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we know that the Thunder hired Billy Donovan as its new head coach. In his 2 decades at the University of Florida, he led them to 2 national titles with players like Al Horford and Joakim Noah. A defensive-minded coach, he's developed into a great offensive mind. Fellas, that's what he's trying to bring to OKC, moving the floor, as he calls it, creating space for their great scorers to operate.
Ball movement, player movement, that's where the league is going, DA. Thanks. From the line. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Well, even though the defense made their presence felt, he needs to hit inside shots like that. Now, in 2013, the Celtics began their rebuild in earnest. Right away, they made some great moves hiring Brad Stevens from the college ranks to take over as head coach. And also, a terrific trade with Brooklyn, getting 3 first-round picks and the right to swap picks in exchange for Garnett and Paul Pierce.
Here's Roberson, and Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
Oh, they are putting the hammer down. A huge lead right now.
They are really playing spectacular ball and crushing the hopes of their opponents. That's what you're supposed to do.
Here's Rozier. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Clock is at 3. Pass to Jerebko. They can't stop the run with that one.
Really tough for this group right now, trying anything to stop the run.
Oh, well, this is the hard part. Once you give up momentum, very difficult to get it back.
And a new group in here for the Thunder. Cantor, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Sabonis comes in for Taj Gibson. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Doug McDermott. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Victor Oladipo. And a change for the Celtics. Thomas is checked in. Here's Rozier. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Rozier's got 5.
And the skills of Brown, not just a super athlete, but a tremendous... He's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. To the inside, Thomas. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off. And that's going to increase the field goal percentage even more. They have a huge edge in that category.
Well, that's because they're just taking smarter, high-quality shots, not forcing anything, just letting the game come to them naturally.
The 3. It's not going to fall. He's taken 4 shots and made 2. Oklahoma City leading by 18. Grant, that's good. Grant's got his first 2 points.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Over in the corner, Brown launches it. That shot missing. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Thunder out in front. They finish off the second quarter with a huge surge, an 18-7 run. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome, everyone. We'll be taking a look back at what was clearly a one-sided first half of action. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It was all Russell Westbrook in the first quarter. He had 18 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, how about that ball movement? That was a true definition of team basketball. All 5 guys moving, all guys rotating, everyone touching the ball, a bunch of assists, tons of easy baskets. It gives everyone on the floor confidence when you're playing like that.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Boston?
Well, one reason they're getting roasted, a.k.a. blown out, poor rebounding. Way too many one-and-done possessions. I don't want to see guys dribble between their legs and shoot. Not enough fundamentals. Hey, box out 101. Maintain position 101. Learn how to play basketball 101. Things like that, Ernie.
It is just about time now for the third quarter to begin. After the final buzzer sounds, the 3 of us will still be sitting here talking to you.
Actually, it's 4 people.
An aerial view of downtown as we return you to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, with the Great Plains stretching off in the distance. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
Just in attack mode, he was able to get in the lane at will in that first half.
The most intense guy on the court at times. Put a lot of pressure on the defense. We'll see if he can maintain that level of energy the rest of the way.
Second half underway. Here's who Brad Stevens got on the floor. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Amir Johnson is out there with Horford. And it's Crowder in at the 3, the small forward. Westbrook, no good. Celtics trail by 18. And Jay Crowder at 6'6", 6'7". Not the tallest guy at the forward spot, but he is solid.
So true. Everybody needs a perimeter player who can deal with those strength matchups. Crowder is physical. He doesn't back down from anybody. He's a difference maker on that defensive end.
Down low, it's tipped. It's stolen by Adams. And pushing it up here. Here is Oklahoma City. Took him no time at all on that one. Roberson's got 8 points.
And you can see the difference with their ability to win with their speed, guys.
Well, they really pride themselves in beating the opposition with their transition game, and they've demonstrated yet again today.
Drains it from beyond the arc.
Yet another easy make. They're really cooking now after making their 3rd straight shot to begin this half.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation.
That's just an awful loss of possession there. But overall, they're...
That's how we play the game. Bring it in. Let's go. Hey, this is what happens when we play our brand of basketball. They cannot stop us. Don't quit until the final buzzer goes off. Let's finish this and go home.
But in time, he embraced it. And he put a chip on his shoulder to prove himself ever since.
Let's now pause to take a look at the scoring breakdown between the front and back court of tonight's contests for the Thunder.
And really, it's been the guards who have powered them into this substantial lead. They say it's a big man's league, but tonight it's all about the little guys.
And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Oklahoma City leading by 17. Pass to Abrinas for three. And the three ball is good. He's got 5.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Celtics have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Crowder kicks to Johnson. Adams against Horford. It's Bradley on the wing. The Celtics working the ball around now, and the shot's good from Crowder.
Oh, they're getting terrific high percentage looks at the basket to begin this half. 4 or 5 so far.
Here's Oladipo, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got his 4th assist in this one. Outside Thomas. He kicks to Johnson. He feeds it to Bradley. Takes a shot at the elbow, and again it's Boston converting.
And you know what? While Bradley is focused on shooting more threes and less two-point jumpers, I mean, when you're feeling it, you got to let it fly, guy.
And he is the ultimate when it comes to being a floor leader on the offensive end.
Oh, he knows how to dish out some pretty sick assists as well when they need him to. You see that play right there?
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. Gentry checked in for Oklahoma City. McDermott comes in for Victor Oladipo. And the Celtics also making a change. Smart's checked in for Johnson. And the free throw, no good. Chris, every year we see less and less of the classic 20 and 10 big men. You average 20 points and 10 rebounds for your career. Why do you think we are seeing less big men hit those benchmarks?
You know what? I really don't know. I can't even act like I do, Kevin. You know, that was a different time, and I look at these kids now and I watch them play, and I'm in awe, and I admire their skill sets. And so I'm really not sure about that, but my mom always used to tell me, stay focused on what you could do. So I'm glad I stayed focused on hitting them boards and trying to get our team to get some wins.
Well said. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. And let's focus briefly on an area we often overlook. Point guard rebounding. Here are the leaders in that category over the past 10 games. Russell Westbrook, number 1.
And, well, rebounding isn't something you really think too much about with point guards, but he places a lot of emphasis on doing whatever it takes to contribute, even on the boards.
And it's really an added bonus for his team. Why? Because it takes all the pressure off the bigs to grab all the boards for them.
And just a little bit ragged defensively.
Well, somebody needs to wake them up and tell them they need to put forth a much better effort on D if they want to get back in this one.
Thomas against Westbrook. Thomas with another miss.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And that one drops.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
He dishes it to Bradley. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Bradley's got 9.
I mean, he's connecting on most of his shots out there, and his team has needed every one of them.
Nice shot by McDermott.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Double team on Thomas. And Smart the bucket on the assist by Thomas.
That's just the vision of Thomas, spotting the open man and delivering the ball on time and on target.
Crowder the pass to Thomas. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. There's the dish to Horford. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Doug McDermott.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Celtics shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. free throw drops for Al Horford.
And Horford, a pretty steady free throw shooter. I mean, he had a few down seasons, maybe due to those pectoral tears, but I tell you what, he's been right up there around 80%.
So Horford gets 2. 12 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Westbrook. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Westbrook's got 4 this quarter.
That's just because he's completely in rhythm. His accuracy has been absolutely fantastic.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Oklahoma City out in front, running away with it. 2K Sports, back in a moment here in Oklahoma City. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Oklahoma City has gone a very strong 4 for 5 from three-point land in the ball game. Andre Robertson out there with Christum. Then it's Taj Gibson. Then there's Grant. And it's Sabonis in at the 5. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. And the shot is good. Brown's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Celtics.
And that's where Brown is at his best, a muscular beast who loves finishing strong through the contact. Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Here's Rozier, screened by Young. To the inside, here's Olynyk, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot, he'll shoot 2. Well, Kelly Olynyk out of Gonzaga, maybe the closest, Chris, we've seen to Dirk Nowitzki when you talk about 7-footers who can space the floor.
Well, he's a 7-footer now, but he grew up playing guard before he had that late growth spurt. You just don't find many players at his size with that kind of shooting and fluidity with the ball. I think his agility at his size is probably the most underrated aspect to his game.
That free throw, no good. Steph Curry, the first unanimous MVP winner last season, Chris. I heard it suggested that former MVPs should get a vote on who wins the award. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that, of course. I agree that players should vote most of the time because they're really out there on the floor and they get to see the nuances and intangibles of the game that we don't get to see. And I also have another idea for All-Star. How about this, Kevin? Three-point shooting contest. After we have the winner of the three-point shooting contest with NBA players only, then the next day we come back and we have the winner go against former winners. You know, just think about seeing Larry Bird out there, Craig Hodges out there, Rashawn Leonard out there.
Yes.
Oh, Steve Kerr out there. You know, I'd love to see it because one thing about basketball, it transcends everything, including age, and the jump shot never gets old. I'd love to see that.
Great perspective. And that one falls for Cole. And both free throws good for Cole. And here is Brown. Stolen by Grant. And Grant with a clear path to the hoop. And he goes right over Jaylen Brown and slams it down.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Oh, well, that's because it was terrific anticipation. Also, the quick hands, a lethal combination.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Christian, the pass to Sabonis, powered down after the assist, let him into the lane.
That one was solid. There's a big difference in the field goal percentages between these two teams here in the second half.
Well, they just look sharper out there compared to their opponents, and it's because of how they are spreading the floor on offense.
Here's Cole. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Cole's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Teamwork at its finest. Love the extra pass.
Brown against Grant. Over to the wing. Brown kicks to Yarebko. Here's Rozier. Just 5 to shoot. Young from outside. Some solid defense from Grant. Inside. Here's Gibson. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
They just can't miss. Everything they put up, it seems, goes in.
I mean, it's just been one of those days for them. It seems like all their shots are dropping for them.
Inside, here's Olynyk. You look around the NBA, Chris, at all the head coaches, a lot of new names. Why do you think teams are still looking for fresh faces on the bench? Guys that may not have the big name that get the head coaching jobs.
Well, I think because guys want to see something new. I think sometimes you get to see a guy's personality or a situation may precede itself as far as for a coach. And so I think a lot of the times people just kind of want to start things off with a clear slate their way and have the loyalty of a guy that's only coached for their team. And for some it works, for some it doesn't. But once again, it's only one championship to go around a year.
Well said. A different look for Oklahoma City. McDermott comes in for Taj Gibson. And Abrinas subbed in for Chris Dunn. And he can't hit the second.
And Kelly Olynyk grew up in Toronto. In 7th grade, his family moved to Kamloops, British Columbia. He and Steve Nash, the two notable players to come out that region.
Well, there's hot guys, and then there's really hot. They just can't miss.
And there seems to be no let-up in sight. Everything they put up now just looks like it's going to go in.
And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
Oh, you're exactly right. It's simple arithmetic. More boards means more possessions, means more opportunities to score. Simple arithmetic.
And they clearly are just destroying this group right now from the three-point line.
They're taking any look they can get from there and just making it rain from the perimeter right now.
And it's Oklahoma City's ball. They're on an 18-5 run here. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And there's the call, foul on Boston. Chris, when you think about what you've been able to accomplish throughout your life to this point, aside from your NBA career, what have been some of your most fulfilling experiences?
You know what? I think my charities. I think working with people in the cities that I've played with and in my home of Detroit and trying to help and give back in some of those ways. I think sports-wise, of course, it's high school titles, playing in college with my boys. And personally, in the art-wise, I would have to say being a producer and producing 2 songs for Nas, one of the greatest rappers that ever, walked the face of this earth. And so being able to produce 2 songs on an album like that, just a great feel. So for me, I've never been one to really to share those passions or talk about them. But, I definitely would say charity and arts, two big passions of mine, Kevin.
Well said. The Celtics making a switch here. Green's checked in. Both good from the line that time. The Celtics have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the 4th quarter. Rozier kicks to Yarebko. Stolen by Grant. Battles through traffic and lays it in. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the 4th quarter. To the inside. And finished off by Brown.
What an athletic play from Brown, showing off his mad hops on these jams.
Lets it go from the wing and taken away by Brown.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Thunder.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team, which equal to 2 wins. A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Russell Westbrook.
Look, the thing that stood out tonight more than anything else was how many easy buckets he created with his passing. It was just a master class in how to move the basketball. He really drove their offense. Good things come to those who go inside the paint.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
What are you asking? Maybe they should let up a little, right? This is just brutal to watch.
Brown, good.
The offense has clearly kicked into gear. The question, though, is it just a little too late?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a fair question. Looking at the clock, it appears they might be out of luck.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
Well, they have to be pleased with their play here today. You can bet the fans are pumped as well.
And Olynyk kicks to Rozier. McDermott with the double team. And the pass to Urepko. There's a screen. Feeds it to Brown. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
Yeah, foolish play. He's got to be thinking out there.
Well, that's just a rush decision on his part. He needs to take his time out there and make better choices.
There's 18 seconds left in the game. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. That one on Olynyk. And that one falls for Cole. He's perfect from the line this time. 16 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Rozier kicks to Urepko. Brown outside. Out to the right wing. Here's Olynyk. No good. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now the award-winning Ernie Johnson will take it from here. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports Postgame Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook. He lit up the scoreboard in the first quarter. Defenders tried to make adjustments, but were woefully unsuccessful. Clearly, his outburst set the tone for the rest of the evening.
Well, I'll tell you, Russell Westbrook is a take-charge, aggressive player, and he didn't hold anything back. Baby Bull, that's what I'm calling him. Whether scoring, passing, rebounding, it doesn't matter. He's the man for the job, and he did the job perfectively tonight. Great performance.
His accuracy, wow. I was blown away by how consistent he was throughout this game. There's a part of you that thinks like, okay, another one and another one. It's going to be another one that goes in, and then you realize, you know what, it's just his night.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. It's a long line at the buffet, though.
Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Yes,
I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.